Okay, so welcome back to another video. Today we are gonna be doing macro photography. I think that since I was a little kid, I enjoy playing with insects, playing in the grass, playing like with all the things that they scare to other people. So today we're gonna change how we've been taking photos, because I was using the long telephoto, but today we are gonna get closer to the things, to the little things that nobody saw. So yeah, I'm excited, and I will show you what are we gonna be using to shoot this type of macro photography. So yeah, let's start. I'm not an expert. I'm gonna tell you how I do it and the things that I use, because I know there are many type of things that you can use. There's like tube extensions, very expensive macro lenses that I don't recommend if you are not gonna be like doing this professionally. There's also filters that make your lens macro. So we're gonna be talking about all those things, and yeah, let's start and let's put this setup. The gear that we are gonna be using: Sony A7 IV, a flash, transmitter, and some tube extensions. I really like using the tube extension because they can let you play a little bit more with the distance. Also, the lens that we are going to be using is the 24-105 f4 from Sony. Why? Because that's the only one that I have. But now we need to find the things that we are going to be taking photos. So I'm going to be looking around in my house and I will show you what I find to take some photos of them. So yeah, let's go and find some things. Okay, so I found three interesting things that are the ones that we are gonna start. So the first one, I found this tiny thing. Here in Mexico we call it pineapple. I don't know how it's called. I think that is a seed from a tree. The second one is this wasp nest that I found, that we have here laying around. We found it in the ground, so we took it. And the last one that I'm most interested to see is this little tiny thing that is a piece of a butterfly wing. So yeah, let's prepare here the set that we are going to be using, and I will start telling you how to take this type of photos. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna move these things a little bit so they won't get damaged. But first, we need to prepare our equipment. So if you are using this, like the extension tubes, you're gonna need them. Also the flash that I already told you, and of course the most important thing, your camera. So let's start preparing. First, you need to put the extension tubes. How you do this is by taking off the lens. You need to be careful because you're gonna be exposing your sensor and you don't want any dust in it. Then you're gonna take the extension tubes and you are gonna put it between the lens and your camera. So you are gonna be ended up with something like this. It's gonna be the lens, extension tubes, and camera. Secondly, you're gonna be putting the transmitter. If you don't have a transmitter, you can use the flash on top, and if you don't have the flash, just be near a place where you can have a lot of light, because we are gonna need it. Also, you are gonna be needing a little bit of you're gonna be needing boxes. A lot, well, not a lot, but you are gonna be needing them. If you are a photographer, you have a lot of these lying around there because we don't like putting them into the trash. So we're gonna be using this flash and camera. It's all that you are gonna need. So let's start setting up this tiny table. We're gonna be starting with this one. The thing that you want to think while shooting this is try to put the flash in different places, you know, so we can make the lighting different and we can have something better. So what I'm gonna be doing is going to be this. We're gonna have the subject here in the middle, and with the help of the boxes, I'm gonna put one here that it's gonna be the one who's gonna be holding the flash. The flash, I'm gonna be putting it downward, so I'm gonna be putting it like this, you know, on the side. But if you can see, the flash is falling down, so that's why you're gonna be needing more boxes. So you can put another box on top, and now you can hold there your flash. You may be thinking it's really close, but that's how close we need it. So the light is gonna be not hard because we have this kind of soft box that comes with the flash. So yeah, I'm gonna be shooting like this, and also maybe I'm gonna be putting one in here so I can block the light that is coming from a window that I have here. So yeah, I'm gonna change that camera perspective so you can see how I'm taking here the photo. And also this is gonna be the same lighting for the three objects, so I'm not gonna change anything, and if I change something I will tell you so you can see how it's moved, all these things. So that's how it looks from the front. As you can see, we have this light pointing like 45 degrees to the subject, and that's gonna be how we're gonna be using the light. Now we need to set up the camera. For preparing the camera, we already prepared the setup, we already prepared the lighting, and we have everything that we want. We have the subjects and everything. For this, we are gonna be needing to put it in manual focus mode. So switch it to manual. Switch it to manual. Why? Because we are gonna be really close, and you will see in the videos that we came really close to the subject. And sometimes the lens start fighting with the focus. So with having manual, it's easier to put it in the closer focus point and moving the camera. It's gonna be a lot more easy to do that than trying to focus with autofocus. So that's one thing that you have to have in mind. Also, closer aperture. I'm gonna be shooting with f9 to f14 so we can have that focal length and we can focus between that, because if you have 1.8 or something like that, it's gonna be hard to focus. So you're gonna be thinking like, hey Lalo, but if we do that, we are not gonna have light. That's where this little thing and the flash comes. You are gonna be controlling the light with the flash and with the synchronizer, or only with the flash. You are not gonna move anything inside of the camera. We are gonna be leaving 100 of a second so it can sync up with the flash. ISO 100 and the f between 9 and 14, but the whole light is gonna be changed with the flash. So the flash is gonna be your first and the most important part of this type of setup. You are gonna need to have that in mind. So let's start shooting, and hopefully you will like it. Also, I love how my camera looks. Like, I'm starting to look professional. Well, let's start shooting. So let's start shooting and let's see how this goes. Something that you need to have in mind, like I already told you, is you need to have your camera in manual mode. I mean, you can use autofocus, but I recommend you using manual so you can be selecting where you want to have the focus on. You need to have like a close aperture. Right now I'm shooting with f11, and if you have a camera that has like high speed synchro with the flash, you can use it, but I don't really recommend you. I mean, if you don't have like a good handheld camera, like you are gonna be needing it, because you start shaking a lot. And let me tell you that when I say a lot, is a lot, because we are trying to focus on little things. Also, how strong do you need the flash is gonna be up to you and how you want it. So you're gonna be needing a close aperture. Why? Because we are gonna be focusing into a little tiny thing here. So with the close aperture, you are gonna have more space to focus on and not just like a tiny spot. You're gonna have like a more depth of field, so it's gonna be helping you. Right now I'm gonna be putting this like it's some the things that you can have around, so I can point upwards this little thing and we can start having another angle of this. To be honest with this, there's not like a good thing or bad thing to do. You only have to keep trying and trying until you found something that you feel happy with. So yeah, just practice and practice and practice until you like the lightning, until you like the framing or the focus. For example, for me, I find out that using these extension tubes and this lens, the best performing, I get it between 90, like focal length of like a focal length of 90. I think that Sony has one like the 92.8, but it's like really expensive. So yeah, I found out by taking a lot of photos that I like this focal length for this type of shots. Okay, so yeah, you need to have that in mind. This can happen to you. That's why you need a good mounting point, but I don't have it, so we're gonna be using this. Just we need to be careful. So yeah, I think we finished with these ones. Hopefully you are liking the photos and this more slow video. I'm loving the photos. So yeah, let's switch the camera angle so you can see another one, and also let's switch this subject. So we're gonna be changing the subject. We are gonna be shooting now the nest. I'm not gonna move anything of the light, so you can see that with this tiny setup you can do a lot of things. So yeah, now let's start shooting with this nest. So right now I have the flash. You will be asking like, hey Lalo, how strong you have the flash? And right now I have it in the lowest power, like really low. Why? Because I'm super close right now and I don't want to have like any type of flare in the photos. So yeah, just play with the little things and you can have like a really good images. So just keep playing, keep moving around, try different angles, move around this tiny thing so it's closer to the light, or yeah, just play with these things, with these little things. I've always said that the best way to learn something is play with it, you know, especially more this in photography. You need to have fun with these type of things and you need to enjoy them. So yeah, let's change the subject so you can see the one that I'm most excited about. Now we are gonna start with I think that the most beautiful one that we have right now, the butterfly wing. So I'm gonna put it here just because I need like a base where I can put it. Like I told you, I'm not gonna change, oh my god, I'm not gonna change anything about the light. I'm just gonna be moving this tiny thing around. So I may not talk in this one because if I talk loud, this thing goes flying away. So yeah, I won't be talking that much in this one. And also one thing that you can do if you have the opportunity to do it is, I mean, if you are shooting with a full frame, some of them have the ability of putting it in crop mode. I've been shooting in crop mode this whole time, I forgot to say it, but the crop mode is gonna help you to get even closer. I'm in love with this tiny wing, like really I'm so in love. Some of the photos I will be cropping them like really to the max, even if they start losing like quality. I just want you to see like how such a tiny and fragile thing, it's it's like a completely different world. Hopefully, oh my god. Hopefully you like the video, hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you will try it to see if you like this type of photography. Like I told you, I want to be a Sony Alpha partner, and most of all, I want to be a better photographer. And I really think that becoming better at something is learning all the things that you can do, that you can learn about that. So I'm starting to learn a little bit more of the things. I also want to start using more the flash in other type of photography. Send me the photos to my Instagram. If you take some of the macro, feel free to send me something. Feel free to put something in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, please. We are already in 110 subscribers. So yeah, I'm happy for that. And yeah, hopefully you like this video, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye. See you next week. Bye.